Hey everyone, this is Dorit Sasson. I am here to give a SEO live tutorial training on how to use keyword research. And I'm going to wait a few minutes just to make sure that everybody who's supposed to be here knows that has the link. I'm just going to give a few, actually a minute or so, just to make sure that everybody needs to be here. We can get started at exactly at 12 o'clock. I wanted to make sure I didn't have any technical difficulties. It's always a good thing to test your technology to make sure that things are running smoothly. So there's a chat down below so that you can leave questions or comments or anything that is pressing about SEO and keyword research. My name is Dorit Sasson, and I do SEO optimization for companies, for freelance work, and for my own work as well. So I think we are going to get started. It's already 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern here, and I want to be mindful of everybody's time. This link will be archived indefinitely, so you can always access the replay link once this tutorial ends. So I know that some of you who are watching are wondering about how to approach or think about SEO in today's day and age. And it is one of those very interesting and developing topics. So the purpose of this tutorial is to give you a way to think about keyword research and a way to think about your next steps. So by the end of this tutorial, you'll have an idea of some tools that you can use so that you can start looking for these opportunities. Now, I want to mention that SEO or search engine, SEO, which is search engine optimization, represents a lot of different things. And the last time I was talking about SEO, I really went into a variety of things such as backlinks, getting ranked, content. Today, I want to take a little step back and look at how we can use keywords. And that's a very meaty topic in itself, and how to find those right keywords. So if you're having a question right now about keywords, there's a chat option that you can put in a question or a comment. The search engines by nature will reflect, in a COVID-19 era, will reflect everything that people are concerned about right now. And so that behavior, that user behavior, tends to get reflected in the search engines daily, weekly, and that data gets accumulated. So one thing that definitely has changed is the way people are searching right now. Our economies, our industries, all of those have gone through a lot of different changes. And it's really hard to anticipate right now how this behavior will change over time, which is why the keyword part of this tutorial is so important. Now, with that said, there are things that we can do in our power to anticipate some of these changes and to know and to get ahead of the game by knowing in advance, number one, how people are searching, and number two, what to optimize for. So if you're a freelance writer, you need to know what people are searching for so that you can optimize for your clients good SEO driven keywords, good SEO driven content. So the first point I wanted to make here is that there are certain industries that by nature right now, and if you read the email that I sent out to my subscribers, you would have seen a chart, a Google Trends chart that showed two blue and red trends. And this is how you can get ahead of the game by going onto Google Trends. Just type in Google Trends, and that will tell you how industries right now are changing and how they are behaving based on user search. So, certain industries like publishing is going up. There are news outlets that need content around COVID-19 all the time. Uh, Other topics such as stay at home moms and dads or homeschooling material, all of that is going way, way up. Um, However, other topics such as travel are going way, way down. And so if we were to Google or see via Google Trends travel in 2019, that trend would have been much, much higher. So knowing these trends can really, really help you get found. And knowing uh, what your role is, whether you're writing content for somebody else, whether you're trying to optimize for yourself, knowing these trends is super, super important. Because right now, everybody is playing in a panic. Plain and simple is in a panic zone. People are disrupted all the time. They don't have the bandwidth to start to think, oh, well, what should I be optimizing for? They're just doing things mechanically or haphazardly. And it's very hard to understand this if you're not really spending the time doing a little bit of thinking. So, this is where this tutorial is so important. So, with that said, um, I want you to now, if you can, think of, and this is where it becomes a little bit fun and interactive, think of yourself as a Google user. In the last 24, 48, 72 hours, what have you been concerned with? What have you done? What have you been Googling to figure out certain things? Write them down or Google them and see what comes up as far as the trends. So go into Google Trends right now, and you will see there's a place for you to type in a keyword or topic, a key phrase, and think of the things that you've already done in the last week or even 1 or 2 days, and type in those words. See how you will be able to see the uh, the colors, the colored coded trends will reflect themselves by the search. It will be a trend that's reflected in you. You don't want to assume what when you're doing this as an exercise for yourself. You don't want to assume what your client is looking for or what you're trying to propose. Let's say as an article, as far as an article goes, it could show so much relevance when you know in advance what people are looking and searching for. That's extremely, extremely powerful. I cannot overstate it enough. So please use Google Trends to find those opportunities, knowing what people are searching for. The second thing that I want you to do, in addition to using yourself as a Google user, if you do not have any clients, so that can help you at least understand this for yourself. But if you are writing content for a client, having that SEO, having that knowledge of what people are searching for is really a very powerful strategy in terms of proposing content. Sometimes clients don't know what they want their writers to write about. They have an idea, but the more specific you can get in terms of the proposed topics and the ideas, the more you'll wow them because it's just so clear to you now that you're ahead of the game. So that's where Google Trends is super important. If you're marketing yourself as a business and you're trying to understand your market and how they're behaving, a really good thing to do right now, especially now when people are feeling isolated, People are feeling hopeless. People are feeling in despair. People are feeling that there's nobody really to talk to because they've been in quarantine for a very long period of time and they don't know when this whole period is going to end, is to reach out to your customers, to your prospects, to anybody that you've had a relationship, business relationship with, and just ask them what is on the top of your mind right now. What are you concerned with? Ask people on LinkedIn if you don't have a curated list. Make that personal effort because it really, number one, shows that you care about you care about the relationship that you have with them, but also you're really genuinely concerned about what they're thinking and what's keeping them up at night. Let's say, for example, you're a financial advisor and you're a debt consolidation officer and your clients can't pay their bills. That might be a huge thing right now for people to know. And from an SEO or Google an SEO optimization perspective, or for Google Trends, that's super important for you to know in terms of optimizing keywords. So I want you to be very aware of how these trends and how people's states of minds and their feelings and their ability to just get through the day is making a huge difference on the search engines. So the big takeaway here is that Google search engines including Google, reflect what people are concerned with. And that is reflected in their behavior and how they search. So searching is a big part of my job when I do keyword research. I look for the keywords, those opportunities, and I'm going to give you a little taste on how to leverage Google Trends so that you can approach keyword research in a very, I want to say, thoughtful way. So if you once you know a little bit more about the mindset of your target customer right now and what is their biggest pain point by either surveying them, questioning them, asking somewhere online, using LinkedIn, anything at your disposal just to make that personal connection. Like, hey, how are you? I've been thinking about how what we're experiencing right now is affecting you and I'd like to know more about it. You can click, by the way, and do a survey via SurveyMonkey, anything to create that personal connection. Once you get a really good idea via Google Trends and via your own personal outreach efforts on what is concerning your target market right now, from the big picture of trends to the very micro picture of what's pulling them, then you can start to use what I like to, I love this free SEO tool, right? Free is always good. Hop right now and Google um, Uber Suggest, UBBERSUGGES. I think it's two B's. And it's a SEO tool developed by the guru Neil Patel, Neilpatel. Uber Suggest, UBBERSUGGER, Uber Suggest, EST. It's a free SEO tool that you can use to search for keywords and key phrases based on what your target audience is looking for. And if you have any question about a keyword or a key phrase that you are debating about or something that is relevant to your industry, this is a great time to use the chat. So let me just give you a little overview about keyword research and how to use this free SEO tool. When people are searching in a COVID-19 era, they're thinking with two different hats. Okay, a Google user, which could be you. So think of yourself as a Google user and think of your customers and your clients as a Google user, which we all should, which is what we all should be doing, right? But there is the research and awareness stage of the buying cycle. And then there is the middle stage that moves into the transactional cycle, the transactional stage of the buying cycle. So we have, like, think of this as a big circle, and there is a buying cycle that is attached to it, where the cycle starts where we're just researching about things. And then we decide that we know enough information and we can make an informed decision to make a purchase. So, using that free SEO tool, you would like to ideally figure out all the different types of keywords and key phrases that your target audience is looking and searching for, from the buying cycle to from the research cycle, from the awareness stage to the buying stage. In my self-guided course, Connect and Convert, I have a list of tactics and strategies how to figure out which keywords to start to um, research, or in which ways are best to use this, a tactic of the buying cycle. And why is finding all the different keywords and key phrases so important? Not just the ones that will convert a person, a prospect, but a whole gamut, is because you want to optimize your content so that it reflects all the stages of the buying cycle. It's super important. I'll say that again. Once you have a good idea of your target market and what the pain points are in a COVID-19 era, you need to optimize all the different types of keywords and key phrases for that market. There is, in week 2, I think, of this course, there is a whole module I walk you through with a worksheet and a questionnaire that really helps you understand your Google user and also how to translate that information when you're doing keyword research. So, where was I? So you're going to um, think about all the different ways that you can search for different topics. For example, again, if you are researching, let's say you are or a stay-at-home mother who is looking for ways to implement